Hey guys, I'm going to show you today how to do your Sweet Tooth Still Life project. Basically a still life is drawing something from real life, something that you set up in front of you on your table or like across the room. Um, and that's kind of how it started a long time ago. And so people have been painting objects in front of them forever. And since we have a handy dandy phone or Chromebook or any kind of device to help us out, sometimes it's a lot easier to take pictures of your still life that you set up. So the goal for this project is to choose 3 sweets, any kind of sweet food that you like, and you're going to set it up and arrange it so that you can draw it. So this is a picture of the one that I set up. Okay, I did all my birthday desserts. And so what you're going to need for this project is your blank piece of paper, your pencil and eraser, your 3 sweet foods or candies, and then you'll need 1 light source like a lamp or a phone flashlight or a window. Try to only use 1 light source for this one. It makes it a lot easier to draw. So as you can see in my picture, I used my tablet to take the photo, and I used my phone flashlight to get that harsh kind of light that's right there on the corner. You can tell because this empanada is the lightest thing, like it has no shadows on the top of it. And I do have my setup right here in front of me just to kind of help out. Okay, it's right there, but I also took a picture of it in the lighting that I want to help me draw it. Okay, so you'll need those things. If you have colored pencil, or if you have like charcoal or drawing pencils, then feel free to use those as well. Okay, so you can use the objects in front of you to help you draw it, or you can use a phone and take a picture of it. A lot of the times taking a picture of stuff is less intimidating than trying to draw it from real life, how I see it in front of me. Okay, so if you're kind of nervous, then maybe use your phone and take a picture and it will help you. Okay, you're just focusing on your 3 sweets and 1 light source. Okay, so once you've taken your picture or you've set up your objects, you can start drawing. So first you're going to start with a really light, simple sketch or outline of your objects. And the lighter you start, the easier it will be to adjust. So right now I'm working on this line of the empanada. So you're looking at your object and trying to figure out what kind of shapes you see in there. What kind of lines do you see? Got the crust happening. And remember, this is just a sketch. You don't have to get everything right the very first time. That's why we start drawing very light. And notice even I am using a pencil for this one. Usually I'll use a Sharpie to show you, but this time I'm going to play it safe, make sure my drawing is exactly how I want it to be. So I'm working on the cake. The top of the cake is this triangle type shape. Okay, so you're just taking the information from your objects in front of you or from your picture, your photo, to help you draw this stuff. So you shouldn't be making anything up. I'm looking at where the layers of the cake are going, and they're going this way. You know, every part of the objects before you think about them as lines. Okay, I have a major shadow happening from my empanada to my cake right there. So I'm gonna draw it. Just kind of an idea of where that shadow is gonna be. So you should start very lightly, just like I am doing, because there's no way that you'll get it absolutely right the first time. You'll have to go back and adjust. And then you have shading at the very end of it. Excuse me. Okay, so I have my cake, my empanada, the little container the cake is sitting on. I have the bigger container. So I'm looking at the lines. Which way is this side of the pan going? It's kind of angled down this way. So that's how I'm going to draw my line as well. So you shouldn't be making anything up. You should be looking at your picture, trying to figure out where these objects interact with each other. Crumble. And this blueberry crumble was delicious. It was so good. One of my friends made it for me this weekend. And see, look at there. I need to take my container out a little bit. So it's okay to go in and erase if you mess up. Okay, but the goal is to not start too dark. If you start too dark, then it's really hard to erase something like super dark. But you can always make things darker. You can always add more shading, but it's very difficult to take shading away if you start too dark. Okay? So don't start too dark. Okay? So I basically have my kind of outline, my contour drawing, an idea of where these objects are interacting with each other, right? I have my container, my cake, empanada, blueberry stuff, and my little cup. Oh, I didn't do the flowers on them. Okay, so you're trying to make it exactly how you see it. It's not going to be perfect because this takes a very long time to figure out how to even see it the right way. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. I just want you to try, okay? I don't expect them to look perfect, but I do expect you to try, all right? So I have my basic outline, my idea of what's happening in this picture, okay? At this point, this is a good starting point. So I have my contour line drawing, right? Notice there's still some shadows on the counter, like the table behind these objects. Especially if you have that one light source coming this way, then behind your objects you're going to have certain shapes of shadows that you can see in your picture. The picture will show you everything. Remember, the light source shows you where to leave blank and where to fill things in a little more, okay? So make sure you're paying attention to the shapes of the objects, but also remember the shapes of the shadows, because the shadows are the parts that you're going to be filling in, right? The big shadow in the middle of my cup, that's the part that I'm going to be going and shading in to make it look like my picture or like my objects in front of me, okay? All right. So start here. Start with a very simple and light sketch of your objects. And then you just keep working on it, make it darker, add your values, and add color if you want. If you have colored pencils, I recommend colored pencils. Or if you have charcoal, charcoal would be a really fun material to use for this project. So pencil and eraser is the bare minimum, okay? I would like to see, try to upload, when you upload your drawing, try to show me the picture with it, okay? If you can take a photo of it like this so I can see your drawing and your photo of your 3 sweets, that would be incredible. And if you can't do that, then we'll talk about it in class and figure it out. Okay? All right. So start here. Keep working on your shading. Keep going until you should spend about 30 minutes to an hour on this every day for this week to try and just do as much as you can, add as much details and values as you can. And a still life is never finished. So don't feel like, oh, I did this, now I'm done. No. No matter how great an artist you are, your still life can always be better. So this is something that masters continue to practice. So we'll practice too. All right? And just as always, let me know if you guys have any questions at all. All right? Good luck.